Visual arguments. They surround us on a day-to-day basis. They're in magazines, commercials, on billboards, t-shirts, and more. But what makes a visual argument effective? Visual arguments are very similar to written arguments, though there is one difference. Written arguments have more time to convince the audience through the use of a claim, qualifier, reason, warrant, evidence, and rebuttal, while visual arguments are simply just one image that's expected to get the same point across to the viewer as a written argument. To make a visual argument effective, it's important to use a theory of CRAP, which stands for contrast, repetition, alignment, and proximity. These four images for UNICEF, Pepsi, verbal abuse, and Hut Weaver hats all use the same theory of CRAP to make their arguments effective. Contrast is the first principle of CRAP. Contrast is the difference between certain aspects of an image. This is accomplished through the use of different sizes, colors, and thickness. In the UNICEF advertisement, the contrast between the colors makes the argument more effective. The plain white background and dark colors the child's wearing result in the attention of the audience being drawn to the bright yellow water gun, around which the argument about contaminated water is made. The Pepsi ad also has a contrast between colors. The blue background corresponds with the blue Pepsi can, while the red Coke can sticks out. This draws the viewer's eyes to the fearful straw going into the Coke can. This makes the argument that Pepsi is better than Coke. In the ad for verbal abuse, the colors are faded, which sets a serious mood for the image. Also, the man on the left is darker, which makes him seem demonic and cruel, while the woman on the right is brighter, making her look like the innocent victim. The contrast of colors is of utmost importance when it comes to the Hut Weaver ad. The use of black facial features on the light tan background make the faces obvious and point of the ad very clear to the audience. The second principle of CRAP is repetition. Repetition is the reoccurrence of objects or formats in an image. The UNICEF ad doesn't specifically repeat elements in this image, though it does repeat ideas of other advertisements. Because this ad is similar to other ads, it shows the audience the seriousness of the matter. The Pepsi ad uses repetition to repeat the cans. Both cans are the same size, and both the cans and the straws are positioned the same way. This makes it seem as though the two beverages are the same, but Pepsi is slightly better. The ad for verbal abuse repeats facial expressions. The woman on the right appears to be sorrowful, while the man on the left appears to be furious. The two expressions help balance the image and emphasize the cause of emotion. Repetition is essential in the Hut Weaver ad. It repeats the same square mustache and straight hair, but the second face has a hat added to it. The importance of repetition in this image allows the audience to directly compare Adolf Hitler to Charlie Chaplin. The next principle of CRAP is alignment. Alignment is an arrangement in a straight line that creates order in an image. In the UNICEF ad, the water gun acts as a leading line, or subtle lines used to draw the viewer's eye through a photograph towards the child's sad eyes. This strengthens the argument by adding emotional appeal and showing the audience that contaminated water is dangerous and devastating. The Pepsi ad uses the straws as leading lines. The straw for the Pepsi can is going straight into the can, while the straw going towards the Coke is leading away from the can. This shows the audience that Pepsi is the better choice of the two beverages. The ad for verbal abuse uses the arm coming out of the man's mouth as the leading line. This takes the viewer's eyes straight to the woman's sorrowful face to ensure that the audience sees the harmful effects of verbal abuse. As for the Hut Weaver ad, the two faces are aligned directly next to each other, making the image organized and easy for the viewer to compare the two. The last principle of CRAP is proximity. Proximity is the nearness in space, time, or relationship, aka how related elements are grouped together. All four images contain text, which is subtle proximity. Each image causes the audience to raise questions about the picture, which is the reason why they will most likely read the text in each photo. Because all four images use the theory of CRAP, their visual arguments are effective.